Today I'm going to do an install video of the full access UTV.com slash markedmotorsports.com KRX 1000 shock mount braces. This kit comes with the front brace for the front of the shock tower. This goes on the back of the shock tower. New bolts, spacers for the back between the stock shock mount and this backing plate. Comes with a sticker and a little note saying they're a small family owned company. It does not come with instructions. Mine did not. I talked to Jake, who runs the place. This is kind of still a newish product for them, so it's gone through a couple different iterations. I believe this will be what everyone gets from now on, which is slightly changed from the original, but the new ones will all come with instructions. He gave me good info on the phone for how to put it all together, though. So I saw on KRXforum.com somebody posted something about these shock mount braces, and someone saying that the factory shock mount can break. I don't know if that had to do with them not being tightened down enough or what. I figured it's worth a try. I like to try new products, support little businesses. So we'll give it a shot. Maybe it's a gimmick, maybe it's not, but we'll put it on and we'll see how it goes. Step one is obviously jacking it up. These things have a lot of suspension travel. So I put a 4x4 with a 2x4 screwed to it, and I notch out the 4x4 so it fits around the jack mount so it won't fall off. It just gives you that extra room unless you have a really high lift jack to get this thing off the ground. Once you get it jacked up and you have the hood off, you're gonna pull off. There's a nut on the back of here with a bolt. Those are 17 millimeter. The new ones, the bolt is a 16 millimeter head, but it's got a big flange around it, and the nut is an 18 millimeter that you put on. I've got to move my horn. This is for my street legal kit, and I got to move a couple of these wires, but they'll fit back over top of it. The factory plate, you'll see here in a minute, or not the factory plate, the new plate screws into these pre-threaded holes. I don't really know what those are for. I feel like somebody said they had something to do with windshield washer unit, maybe, if you have a factory windshield. So you put that plate back in there. This is the 10 millimeter bolt it comes with. I'm reusing this that came with my horn. Same threads, it doesn't really matter. That's just to hold the plate in place so you can put your new shock bolts through. So they pop out. I took my wheel off because that dropped down when I pulled the bolt out, obviously, and I threw a jack just underneath the knuckle there just to make it so it stayed in place. But I don't have those bolts tightened down yet. They're just loosely on there. All right, so here's the order. You put the bolt through from the front. It goes through the new plate, through the front of the shock mount, through the shock, through the back of the old shock mount, through the spacer, and then through the back retaining plate. And on the back retaining plate, there's a notch, like it's kind of like a U-shaped. All the notch stuff goes up, and then the nut. Getting that back retaining plate on, not the easiest thing in the world. I mean, it could be just the way I have it jacked up too, I don't know. But you definitely want to not put the threads of the bolt through all the way. Get them through far enough to get that spacer on, and then to get that plate on, and then the nut. Otherwise, you'll have a real hard time because there's not a lot of room back there. You look up in the book what it says for the shock absorber bolt. It's 70.4 foot-pounds. I'm not gonna pretend to be any sort of engineer, so I don't know if that extra spacer and plate has any bearing on the torque. But I got to 70.4 and I went about 1/8 of an ugga-dugga past it, and that's all she had. So, seems like it'd be fine. But here's the finished product. Mine might look a little different than yours because I got some various wires going for lights and my horn right there. Pretty simple. That back part, though, I will say is kind of a pain to get back in there. A little bit of a struggle if you've got big hands. So ultimately, like I was saying, I don't know if that's really needed or not. It's extra bracing. Why not? Try it out. Give it a little review. See how it works out. I don't think it can hurt. Maybe somebody has some other opinions. Let me know what you think.